Hello students. Today we are going to discuss about Lagrange linear equation of first order, a very important topic in partial differential equations. A linear partial differential equation of the first order which is of the form capital P small p plus capital P q small q equal to capital R, where capital P, capital Q, capital R are functions of x, y, z is called Lagrange linear equation. So the function capital P small p plus capital Q small q equal to capital R is said to be the Lagrange linear equation. There are three steps in order to solve this equation. The first step is that we need to frame a subsidiary equation which is of the form dx by p dy by q equal to dz by r. We need to form an subsidiary equation in the form of a ratio dx by capital P dy by q and dyz by r. And if we try to solve this equation by taking into two terms at a time, that is taking a ratio at a time. For example, I may consider dx by p equal to dy by q as a one set of function ratio. Another ratio is dy by q dz by r is another type of ratio. Some may go with dx by p equal to dz by r. So therefore we have three sets of ratio. If we try to solve any two among these three, we get an equation, we get a solution u equal to a and v equal to b. These are the two independent solution, and then we need to write in the form of f of u comma v equal to 0, which is the equation, which is the solution for the Lagrange linear equation. In order to solve the Lagrange linear equation, there are two methods. That is to solve the simultaneous subsidiary equation, namely method of grouping and method of multiplies. So first we try to discuss what is method of grouping. As I said earlier, there are three ratios involved in the subsidiary equation. We are going to consider any two equation and try to get an ordinary differential equation containing only two variables, even though p, q are in general functions of x, y, z. By solving these two equations, we may get some solution for that subsidiary equation, which we may write it as u equal to a and v equal to b. In turn, f of u comma v equal to 0. Here we are going to see detailed in a problem. Solve xp plus yq equal to x. So xp plus yq equal to x. We know that equation of Lagrange linear equation is given by capital P plus capital Q equal to capital R. So when we compare this equation, we can conclude that small x, that is x is equivalent to capital P, y is equivalent to capital Q, and x is equivalent to capital R. This is written here. So P equal to x, Q equal to y, R equal to x. This is your first step. Try to identify capital P, capital Q, capital R. The second step is we need to frame the subsidiary equation, which is given by dx by capital P and dy by capital Q dz by capital R. As we have identified capital P, capital Q, capital R, so you can write as dx by x, dy by y, dz by x. This is your second step. Third step is that we need to take any two ratios among these three ratios. That is, I may go with dx by x equal to dy by y. Some may go with dy by y equal to dz by x, or they may go with dz by x is equivalent to dx by x. There are three ratios involved in it. So I am going to take the first one, dx by x equal to dy by x. So after taking this equation, I am trying to integrate. That is, I have taken dx by x equal to dy by y. So I need to find the solution of this function. Already we have dx, dy. So I can take it as integrating on both sides. I will be writing it as 1 by x dx is equal to integral of 1 by y dy. We all know that integral of 1 by x is log x. Similarly, integral of 1 by y with respect to dy is log y, plus normally integration we get some constant, let it be c, that is log of c1. As log function is involved, we will have constant as also log of c1. In the right hand side, we can see that it is of the form log y plus log c1 is of the form log a plus log b, which can be written as log of ab, which we have studied in our lower classes. So therefore, I can write it as log y c1. Therefore, in the left hand side we have log x. Here we have log y c1. Upon simplification, that is, we can remove log on both sides. Therefore, you get x is equal to y c1. I can write it as x by y equal to c1, which is nothing but x by y equal to u. Similarly, we can solve for dy by y equal to dz by x. We will be getting x minus z equal to v, which is an easier function. If we integrate dx by x, I will be getting, you can see here we have dx by x, dz by x. That is, I am going to equate first and the third one. I can cancel this dx x in the both the terms, and I will be having integral of dx, integrating, I will have integral of dx equal to integral of dz. Integral of dx is x, integral of z dz is z plus some constant c2. Therefore, x minus z is equal to c2, which is x minus z equal to v. We have to write the function in the form of pi of u comma v. Therefore, pi of x by y comma x minus z is the solution of the given problem. The first step is we need to identify capital P, capital Q, capital R. The second step is we need to form the subsidiary equation. The third step is that we have to take any two ratios and to try to solve the functions in terms of u equal to a and v equal to b, and write in the function pi of u comma v equal to 0. This is for the first sum. Let us go for the second one. P x square plus q y square equal to z square. This is the second sum. In order to solve this sum, let us take capital P small p plus capital Q small q equal to r. This is the subsidiary equation. We know that capital P is equal to x square, capital Q equal to r square, y square, and capital R equal to z square. And if you frame the subsidiary equation, dx by x square equal to dy by y square equal to dz by z square, and we can identify the three ratios as dx by x square equal to dy by y square, dy by y square equal to dz by z square, and dx by x square equal to dy z by z square. First, I try to solve dx by x square equal to dy by y square. So I try to solve dx by x square equal to dy by z square, dy by y square. The first step, I'll take this x square and y square in the numerator. Therefore, I will have x power minus 2 dx is equal to 5 power minus 2 dy. Upon integrating this, x power minus 2 dx is equivalent to integral y power minus 2 dy. So integral of x power minus 2, I will get x power minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. Similarly, y power minus 2 plus 1 minus 2 plus 1. Therefore, I will have x power minus 1 by minus 1 equivalent to y power minus 1 by minus 1. We'll be integrating, we'll have some constant c1. Here also some constant c1. So I will be having minus 1 by x equal to minus 1 by y plus c1. I can write it as minus 1 by x plus 1 by y equal to c1. Again, I can write it as 1 by x minus 1 by y equal to minus c1, which can be written as 1 by x minus 1 by y equal to some constant capital P, which is nothing but 1 by x minus 1 by y equal to u. This is the solution of the first ratio. Therefore, I have got u equal to 1 by x minus 1 by y. Similarly, if we try to solve dy by y square equal to dz by z square, again we are going to, just like the previous one, u equal to 1, that is dx by x square, dy by y square. If we try to solve, in place of x and y, we have y and z. Therefore, you will be getting v equal to 1 by y minus 1 by z. If we try to solve just like dx by x square equal to dy by y square, you will be getting v equal to 1 by y minus 1 by z. And if you write in the form of phi of u comma v, the solution will be either I can use f or phi, it's up to you to follow. 1 by x minus 1 by y comma 1 by y minus 1 by z equal to 0. So this is the solution of Lagrange linear equation by method of grouping. Here we have grouped, no? So this is the name grouping. We are grouping first two ratios and the second two are the one and third. This is called as method of grouping. To sum up, try to identify the given equation is whether it is of a Lagrange linear equation by the formula capital P small p plus capital Q small q equal to capital R. This is your first step. And try to identify capital P, capital Q, capital R by comparing with the original solution. Once if you have identified capital P, capital Q, capital R, try to frame the subsidiary equation which is given by dx by capital P equal to dy by capital Q equal to dy z by capital R. Once you frame the subsidiary equation, try to identify two ratios among the three. And taking the two ratios, try to solve, and by integrating, that is by cross multiplying or by simplification, you will be getting an equation. You will be getting the solution of this subsidiary equation, which is an independent equation, independent solution in the form of u equal to some const a or v equal to some constants. And just write the solution in terms of phi of u comma v equal to 0, which will be the solution for the given Lagrange linear equation. So in the next class, we will be discussing about how to solve the Lagrange linear equation by method of multipliers. So until then, take care.